Got some breaking news coming in with regards to this blast that has happened in Jammu and Kashmir on camera. The Naugam explosion devastation has now been caught. Those are the visuals that you are seeing on your screen. On camera, the Naugam police station has been reduced to rubble. The blast impact was such that the cars and houses, the nearby cars and houses, they have been severely damaged. Images that you are seeing on your screens are of the moment, the exact moment when this blast took place. The Naugam explosion devastation has been caught on camera. Naugam police station has been reduced to rubble. The blast impact was such that the cars and the houses close by have been severely damaged. Those are the images that you are seeing on your screens. Naugam police station being reduced to rubble. That is something that has been caught on camera. The impact was huge. The cars close by and the houses, they could actually feel the impact. The cars and the houses close by have been damaged. In fact, this is one of those police stations, very few police stations in and around Jammu and Kashmir, which actually was situated in a densely populated area. The images that you are seeing are of the close-by vehicles. The close-by vehicles severely damaged. Most of the vehicles are now charred. Houses also, the close-by houses also felt the impact. The window panes of many of the houses very close to the police station have been shattered. Now, this was the impact of the blast that took place. There are two angles which are now being investigated. The one is a terror angle, that there was an IED blast because of which there was an IED trigger because of which this blast took place, and the other angle is that there was some kind of mishandling of the explosion because of which this blast happened. My colleague Mir Farid is now joining me on the story. Mir, we can very clearly see how the police station has been reduced to rubble and everything has been caught on camera. The impact was huge, Mir. The cars and the houses close by have been severely damaged.
Well, yes, that's what we have been reporting since last night. The magnitude, the intensity of the blast was massive. I spoke to many people who live in the vicinity. They say they thought that it was some kind of a massive earthquake with the wind velocity that hit them, because there was a wave of energy in this blast, the kind of wave that led to damage in the periphery. The window panes were damaged, the glass, etc. And then people who were sitting inside their homes, many preparing to sleep, they were injured as well. Many civilians have been injured, though the injuries are minor. But as far as the police station is concerned, it's absolutely, it's been literally erased, half of which. It's a big building, but half of which has been erased. So that really tells you it was a massive blast. And we know this ammonium nitrate, 350 kgs, was being handled. It was in suitcases, our sources say. It had come from Delhi. Police teams had brought it here, and as part of the seizure memo, a magistrate, naib tehsildar magistrate, who need to be there when this is basically sent or sealed for being sent to the police ammo depots or wherever they want to keep it. So they were there, and this blast happened. As we have been saying since morning, the reason, the cause of the blast is the big question. And we may get some clarity in the press conference of the Director General of Police, which is scheduled for 10 a.m. How did this really happen? Experts say that this can't go off like this. It needs proper mechanism to be triggered or detonated. So was it a sabotage? Was it an internal hand? Was it an accidental explosion? All those questions are part of this open investigation, and that's these answers to these questions is what the investigators are looking into right now. Sources say that there was an FSL team, the Forensic Sciences Laboratory team of the Jammu and Kashmir Police. There were some photographers who were part of the FSL team, and they were very close. In fact, they were taking samples, and they were basically doing their job when this blast took place. So they are probably the worst affected, because sources say that most of them, in fact many of them, they were blown into pieces. That's the kind of magnitude this blast had. And in fact, periphery people were in panic, and everyone, in fact 7-kilometer radius, heard this blast. There was a huge ball of fire on the skies, in the sky of around Naugam, and that people could see from kilometers away. So that itself tells you the kind of explosion But now the investigations underway, multiple teams
Right,
on
Mir.
location
Please
and
stay
trying
on
to
with me.
find
That
out
is my
and get
colleague
answers.
Mir giving us the details of the blast that has happened. Gaurav Sawant is also with me on the broadcast. Gaurav, see, the unfortunate fact is that we cannot change our neighbors. Pakistan, it seems like, is trying to surround India. Do you think it will be difficult for India to deal with the white collar terrorism that we are seeing now?
It depends on the willpower of the country. Both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Union Home Minister Amit Shah have indicated that action would be taken against the perpetrators, and it would be exemplary punishment that will be given out, to the perpetrators. We'll talk about the enemy within. We'll then talk about the enemy across the border, because this will have to be a multi-pronged offensive and a sustained offensive. You see, India has carried out brilliant counter-terror measures. Post Uri, we had the airstrikes that with the ground strikes, the surgical strikes that took place, but that was a one-off. Then again, you had post Pulwama, you had a Balakot that was signaling. Post the terror attack that had taken place in Pahalgam, where 25 Hindus were singled out and massacred. While that offensive was huge, a message was sent across, but then the adversary does not get the message unless he's punished much harder and much deeper and in a very sustained manner. Which is something that perhaps India will continue to have to do. And also, when you've covered internal security, when security forces talk about something which is known as two and a half fronts, what we are witnessing right now in low intensity conflict operations is that the other half percent. Fortunately, at least to a very large extent, red terror has been dealt with. But then this white collar terror is the most dangerous aspect, because these are highly educated individuals. They're in midst of you and I. Their daytime job is amongst us. They're not hiding in the Rajwad forest, or they're not hiding along the LC, wearing whatever they may be with their assault rifles. They're amongst us, exploiting everything that they have, the best that society can offer, to then bleed us. And there are countries across the world who are dealing with such elements. Some of the highest radicalized elements in the past have been bureaucrats. There have been some diplomats. There have been political leaders. The so-called civil society that Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah have described as urban Naxals. So this is a problem which has multiple arenas where a multi-pronged offensive will have to be mounted, like against these doctors. Evidence-based action in courts of law will have to be taken, and yes, they will hit you a little, you will hit them a little harder. That's the only way to deal with it. When you're able to, as Arun Shourie had once described in his book, it's not one eye for an eye, it's both his eyes for your eye and his entire jaw for a tooth. That's the only way to defeat this radical Islamist terror, as you simultaneously carry out de-radicalization offensive. So it will have to be a multi-pronged offensive at multiple levels, internally and externally.
Right, Gaurav, what we have seen is the government giving a befitting response, and that is something that the BJP has been doing since 2014. It took the government many years to tame the terror activities, but what we are seeing now, Gaurav, and this is something which the world is also taking note of, is the cozying up that is happening between US and Pakistan. Do you think this new friendship is also something that India will now have to very keenly look at?
Well, if you notice, each time there's a surge in terror in India, the US and Pakistan are close. That's something you will have to factor in. There are no two ways about it. And when you've carried out counter-terror offensives, cross-border counter-terror offensives, by and large, US and India have been on the same page. So yes, again, it's a changing equation. But right now, let's look at the internal dynamics. Who are these doctors? They're all majority of them are either from Jammu and Kashmir or from Uttar Pradesh. Dr. Shahid Shahid.